And so she said, if that's really what you're into, be my guest. So I think I've got a free pass. Anyways.
You don't.
I think I might.
No.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Rural Juror Brewery Tour. I'm Jay.
I'm Seth.
And today, we're going to start off close to home with Powerhouse Brewing's Dunkel Dark German Lager.
Dunkel.
Yes.
Oh.
I have a Drunkel. We don't talk about
few
it.
of those.
I might be a No, I'm not a Drunkel.
No.
But at 5.7% ABV, we learned what that was last episode.
That's an acronym.
Yes, it is. So it pours very dark.
So it's a German lager?
Yes, and a dark German lager.
It's a dark
German hence
lager.
the color. Look at that color. It pours like cola.
Like cola?
Cola.
Who says that?
Cola. People who make cola.
People, yeah. That's the only people who say that.
Coca-Cola. Pepsi Cola.
You don't, yeah. That's not how you say it.
RC Cola.
RC Cola.
RC
people say
Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pours with a nice tall head on it. Dark color. You
very
can
dark.
barely see through that at all.
Yes.
That's quite opaque. But
I
yeah,
was going to say it's dark.
that is dark. Dunkel.
It's Dunkel.
Dunkel very much.
Dunkel.
German jokes. Yeah, it gets the smell of molasses
Yeah.
on top
I
of
was
it.
going to say like caramely molasses.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, but that molasses, I don't know what that smell is. It's that thick, it's the, I don't know, it's like bready. It's yeasty,
It's
bready.
yeasty. It's like that dark brown bread that you could sometimes get at bakeries.
Rye bread.
Well, more like the brown bread.
Or the Dunkel bread?
Or the brown bread. Like Nova
brown
Scotia brown bread.
Like Dempster's brown?
No, Dempster's doesn't. No, not like that.
Old
More like
time
like
brown?
like the stuff that actually has molasses in it. I
Oh,
think.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it smells like that.
Maybe we should stop threatening it with our noses and take a sip.
Oh, my nose is right in there.
That's what she said.
That's
So yeah, that definitely has some. It wants to be sweet, but it's got a lot of bitter in there. Little tang, not that kind of tang. A little bit of tang in there.
This is definitely a nice dark German style lager though. It reminds me of some of the old Bock kind of beers that would come out, BOCK beers.
Oh, not the Johann Sebastian.
Not the Johann.
Or his 18 children.
None of those.
10
no.
of which survived to adulthood.
But they were German, I think.
Or they were.
But not that kind of German.
Didn't he live in Austria?
Well, you know.
Had a lot of kids though.
Hey, does that
Did
make
you
him
know
German?
he was blind at the end of his life?
You know most people are blind at the end of their life?
Well, no, but yeah, that's a good point. But
Well-
in his case, he had 18 kids, and he taught, and then in the evenings he was writing by candlelight, and it just fizzled his eyes.
It burned his eyes.
It did. And you know what his
The
favorite
candles?
drink was? His favorite drink. It was a new drink in Germany at the time. Actually, I believe he was in Austria at that time. Do you know what his favorite drink was?
No.
Coffee.
I thought you were going to say cola.
No, it wasn't cola. It was coffee.
'Cause that
Although
would've
this
been
looks
funny.
much like a cup of coffee, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, a little crema on top. That's what they call that foamy stuff that comes when I'll just drink my beer.
Yeah, please do.
So Powerhouse Brewing is located in London, Ontario, as we mentioned, and it's located in the old Kellogg Factory. So that's where all of your cornflakes came from. Oh, did you know the history of cornflakes? Do you want to hear about it? It's all about masturbation. No. Okay,
Oh.
I'll stop.
Mutual or just single?
We're not getting into that on this episode.
Like,
Maybe after.
Well, I just wasn't sure how close we should get.
Not that close.
Oh, come on.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Give me some time. Anyways, it's in the old Kellogg Factory. Actually, it's right behind the old Kellogg Factory.
Yes.
It's really hard to find unless
It's in
you
the
know where to go.
It's actually in the powerhouse
Exactly.
of the factory.
Exactly.
Which is why it's called Powerhouse Brewing.
Didn't make that connection. What's interesting also about that location is they were originally going to call it Silver Stacks Brewing.
Yes, they were.
And my wife has a T-shirt that has the photograph or the silhouette of the Powerhouse and the Kellogg Factory there. It says Silver Stacks on it.
By the way, you just lost again.
Okay, well, I won't make any comments about Germans and losing.
They win most things. Most.
Let's not go back to World War II, shall we?
I said most.
Yeah, that was a...
BMW versus Kia? Come on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
What was your last car again?
It
was not a BMW.
The next beer we're going to look at
One
is...
more time.
That's what your wife said. The next beer we're going to look at is the High Contrast Storm State Brewing Company. Storm State is located in London, just a little bit south of downtown. Nice brewery, nice patio, nice atmosphere, really great beers, a good diversification of styles that they brew.
Do you mean a variety? A variant?
No, I would
Oh.
say a diversification. Because anytime you can say something more obscure, we should.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like how you obfuscated the whole point of that. Storm State, the brewery itself, they knocked it out of the park when it came to sours, and that was the first place I'd ever gone where they served their
Berliner Weiss.
their Berliner Weisse with the syrups. So I've had multiple syrups there, from pineapple, jalapeno to woodruff to raspberry,
Yep.
all sorts of syrups there. So they're excellent at sours. That was probably the first place I went and had a sour that I truly enjoyed. They have a beer there. It's a coffee blonde called
Yes.
Coffee Break, and it's got that creamy finish and the taste of bright espresso bean, and it's just so tasty. Such a good coffee blonde. I
Yep.
really enjoy that.
This is a really nice beer.
Hoppy on the nose.
Yep.
Even though it's only got an IBU 4,
Yes.
I could still smell the hops.
Yes, yes. Very, it's still got all of that aroma to it. I think it's because just the balance between the hops and the sourness. I think the sourness kind of makes it smell and taste a little bit more hoppy than you would think. Just because usually we think of big IBUs as having that sour, pithy kind of grapefruit type flavor.
You're all about the pithy.
Yeah, I like that.
Sometimes you're feeling a little pithy and you have to go and take a break.
Sometimes I just have a pithy party.
It's good.
Thank you.
Cheers.
But other times I just like sour beers. So I think the contrast between the sour and that hop is really what combines it to gives it that nice balance.
There's a lot of flavor in this beer for sure. That sour first thing on the tongue, and then the hop in the nose, and then the finish at the back is a little bitter but not too bad, and the tartness is really present.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
It has a nice clean finish. It doesn't leave anything in your mouth that's sour or lemony or anything like that. It's just a nice crisp. It sort of finishes to me like a bit of a lager.
Eat it. I finished before you. This might be the first time ever.
Yeah,
Which goes to show you how immensely crushable that beer is. Easy to drink.
it's an excellent beer. You
All
want
right.
to talk about this one?
It's my turn.
What?
I did the first one, you did the second. It's
How
my
come
line.
You always do the first and third, so I'm like the sidekick.
Yeah, but you also do the close at the end. It's balanced.
But you do the opening.
Right.
I don't think that's
It's the new math. You wouldn't
not
understand.
balanced. There is a new math curriculum, but that's not math.
So up next, we're going to be trying Mountain Devil, which is from Little Beasts Brewing in Oshawa. Actually, it's in Whitby, Ontario, which
Whitby?
is Oshawa adjacent.
Whitby.
Adjacent.
Whitby.
Oshawa adjacent.
Whitby.
And so, as I said last week in the close, I was in Oshawa recently, and I got the chance to go to some breweries, and this is one that I'd never been to before. So the Mountain Devil is apparently a 6.5% West Coast IPA.
Look at the sediment at the bottom.
Now, there's quite a
At the
bit of
bottom.
sludge at the bottom of that. So
It's
obviously
called
that's
sediment.
some of the
Sediment.
impurities settling down to the bottom.
Sediment,
Yes, sediment.
not sludge.
Tastes good regardless. So, nice straw color. I'll wipe the
Oh.
outside of the glass. As you can see, it's a little hazy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Lots of hops on the nose, but what's that other scent?
Yeah, it's very floral. I don't.
A couple of guys sticking their
I
nose
don't know what
inside their
that is.
glasses. To me, no, that's like pizza dough. That's the yeast. I'm smelling yeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a very. I would agree. But it's very floral yeast. Like it's all the must be the wet hops and stuff in there, and just
You gotta taste this. That hits you with an extra little punch,
oh, wow,
doesn't
that
it?
is excellent.
It's like the taste of that candy when you're a kid that's got too much dye or too much color in it. I've got a little bit
Really?
of that, yeah. But I've also got tons of hop in this, and a sweet finish.
And beautiful labeling. Like the
artwork's
artwork.
fantastic on everything they do.
Artwork is great. Reminds me of there's only a few breweries that actually have really nice artwork, original artwork on it anymore. That's awesome. This one I think would change flavors a lot depending on the temperature it is. Right now this is actually, it's not super cold, but it's pretty cold.
Super cold. Got it.
It's not super cold.
Not super cold.
Not super cold, but cold.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that this one would really change profile the warmer it got. No, but not that kind of bitter. Just that other way far back at the in your throat bitter.
Really, because I'm getting front tongue bitter.
I'm not getting that. Mine's way at the back. Yeah.
I'm getting that too, but I'm getting a lot of front tongue.
Hey, this is a family show.
No, it's not. We're marked explicit.
It's true. Thank
Yeah,
God.
so much flavor in here. I'm really enjoying this, but I don't think I could ever have more than one.
No,
at a time.
And I'm glad actually that we're sharing this one. Some of the big bottles, I find that by the time I get to the bottom of it, it's changed temperature so much, or changed carbonation that it really changes the beer a lot.
Yeah.
Time lapse.
How much time do you think just passed?
10 minutes. I feel so much smarter.
Well, you couldn't feel dumber. So yeah, that was a good beer. A lot of flavor there. It's your line. You always wrap it.
All right. Thank you for watching the Rural Juror Brewery tour.
That was not well said.
Thank you for watching the Rural Juror Brewery tour.
Well said.
Thank
I'm
you.
Jay,
I'm Seth.
and catch us next time when we try some new beers. See you then.
Subscribe below.
Oh yeah, subscribe below.
Finger was in my beer.
Second. So. Shall we wrap? Boom, stickity, boom, stickity, boom, stickity, rasta. I like to put tomato sauce on my pasta.
In my truck, I like to drive. It's really awesome. I feel alive.
Look at terrible.
Seth and Jay in the morning.
Cool, cool, cool.